Hey, I know a lot of golfers out there struggle mightily with distance, but don't go chucking out your entire golf swing just yet, because often it comes down to a very simple, what you might call power leak, that's often preventing you from hitting the ball out there as far as you'd like. In fact, when golfers come to me for the first time for lessons, I can often spot up to 3 power leaks in their swing, and it really prevents them from hitting it out there. Now, right after this, let's talk about one of them. It's a really simple move, and when you get it down, you're really gonna see some immediate results. Stay tuned. Hey, this is Steve with HitItLonger.com. I continue my journey to hit the ball longer and straighter than I ever have before. I hope to teach you how to do the same. So what's fascinating to me about these simple power leaks we're talking about is that I can usually spot up to 3 of them in a new golfer before they've ever even taken back the club. That means these power leaks that not a lot of people know about or are talking about occur at grip and setup. So let's take a look at one of them. It's in the left-hand grip, specifically the left-hand thumb position. And what I find that a lot of golfers that struggle with distance have a very poor thumb position on the grip. Now, many of these golfers will first grip the thumb right on top at 12 o'clock, which is an error already, but that's not the only error going on with the thumb. They've also got the thumb too much in a long position, and it's separated too much from the rest of the hand. But just because you move that thumb over to 1 o'clock does not all of a sudden mean that you've picked up all the leverage you're after. You see, the left wrist needs the use of both pulling and pushing forces on the grip in order to create a lot of power. Now, the last 3 fingers go on the grip. They are going to really pull, especially out your pinky, is at the pulling forces is really allowing your wrist to uncock this way. But imagine trying to hammer a nail without your thumb on there. The thumb is providing the corresponding pushing force as it pushes down into the grip. Your wrist contracts and uncocks the club like this. But if you didn't have your thumb on there, you could see you couldn't really drive a nail in one. Only the pull forces and gravity is really not enough. Let's take a closer look on the secret position that the thumb needs to be in for you to get maximum power. All right, so now looking closer at the left-hand grip, I want to show you just a simple kind of top secret way to position your left thumb. A lot of people want to have a gap between the second finger and the thumb. You see this big gap that's here, and they'll either put their hand on at 12 o'clock, which is really no good. You see the big gap right there. You also see they tend to have kind of a long thumb. Even going over to 1 o'clock, you've probably read in some books or magazine articles that you're supposed to have your thumb around 1 o'clock. The problem is that this big gap is still right there. So you really want not your hand, your thumb, to be like this, but you really want to take this thumb and attach it, connect it like this. You got to kind of squeeze it in and attach that first joint or that second joint of the thumb from here to here and make a tight crease just like this. And notice I've got a little V at the bottom there. But we're getting a crease. That's the thumb position. I'm also scrunching it a little bit. Watch how I'm doing that. There's a long thumb, and I'm kind of sucking that thumb in a little bit like this as I attach it. You can see if I turn this way, you can see that little bit of an extension in this last thumb segment, just like that. And I turn it and it looks just like that. So now that's how I'm going to put my thumb on there. Now, it's going to fit at 1 o'clock, but all of a sudden, my hand has come over the top to kind of match it because I'm keeping the thumb married, keeping it a little bit scrunched. This way, I can get push force out of this pad right here, this last pad. That is really going to allow us to crank that club head around with a lot of leverage. So what that means is we're turning effort into results. If you have your thumb at a strange spot, you could try to push with it really hard, but you're not really going to cause a response in the uncocking of the wrist like you will if your thumb is in an efficient spot, something like this. So that is a really good thumb. And now, as I come into the ball, I can really turn down that thumb and push to match up with the pulling force being done by my pinky and my last three fingers, and really torque that club around the hand for a lot of speed. So here's the poor grip that I often see. Here's the grip they usually come back with after the second lesson. Well, look, my thumb is at 1 o'clock like you said, yeah, but we still have the grip running too much across the palm. We don't have enough leverage. And so I don't hear very many instructors talking about this leverage point in the left thumb, this position on the grip, and a lot of golfers fail to do this well too. So remember how the grip has got to be. You want to form your hand into this position first. You should just practice this at home without a club at all. Now see, there's the connection right there, kind of a crease into a V. Then you can just practice curling up your fingers like that. Here's what it looks like from palm up. There's thumb off to the side, and here's the thumb scrunched in and attached to the side of the hand, just like that. And then we would put it on the grip at the base of the fingers, and it goes on there just right. The thumb is at 1 o'clock, but now it's in position to really turn down and give you a lot of torque. Press into the grip so you can get that club head moving for speed. All right, so I do my hand position, I put it on the grip like this, and I'm ready to go. Let's hit a shot with an 8-iron, show you how powerful this thumb position can be. So there's a good strong shot out there with an 8-iron. That kind of power is really useful when it comes to hitting the ball high and long with the iron, gets it to stop on the green quite nicely. And of course, imagine how far your tee shots are going to go when you get your thumb on there correctly and you start leveraging it to push and uncock the wrist and really sling that club in a bullwhip fashion. So remember, the secret hand position with the thumb looks just like this. Hopefully you'll go out and give this a try, and it's going to work to give you a little bit more power. Practice it till you can forget it. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Steve, and as usual, I'll either see you in the next video or I'll see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody take good care.